There's decades worth of wounds in the church, if not more than decades. And I think it's going to take at least years and decades to even begin to fully heal from that. We have now acknowledged globally, universally across the world, that sexual abuse is a crisis in the church. I think another thing to keep an eye out for simply is how the church, how Pope Francis deals with specific bishops in the future when it comes up that a bishop has failed in his responsibility to protect people from abuse. And that really, in a sense, the proof will be in the pudding there.
Heard throughout this entire week, well, some bishops in this country don't believe we have a problem. Who is the head of this church? Is it the guy in the Vatican or is it some bishop somewhere else?
There are a lot of expectations built up for this meeting, but I think also a lot of challenges because a lot of places haven't had the same experience that we've had, say, in the United States, in Ireland, in Germany, and some other countries, of really grappling with this abuse crisis in public and in a significant and definitive way. There are other places where the stories of survivors haven't been heard yet, or maybe have been told but haven't been given the priority that they deserve, haven't been covered extensively in the media. And so there can sometimes be a perception that this problem is localized, that it happens more in some places than others. And I think a big part of this summit was to get all the bishops in the world and get the whole church around the world on the same page of recognizing this is likely a problem everywhere in the church and in wider society, and so it's a problem that the church needs to deal with everywhere. The current dean of the Vatican Press Corp, a Mexican journalist named Valentina Alzaraki, gave a powerful address to the summit where she said, look, the media is not the enemy here. The media are not wolves looking to go attack the church. The media are trying to uncover the wolves who have already been attacking the church from within.
Si ustedes están en contra de los abusadores y de los encubridores, estamos exactamente del mismo lado. Podemos ser aliados, no enemigos.
And so I think she really helped reframe maybe the question for people who feel like the church is being attacked or having its reputation dragged through the mud here, to say, no, it's actually bringing these things to light is how the church is going to heal. I think one of the questions that came up through the Pennsylvania Grand Jury Report, and that has been the undercurrent of this second wave of the abuse crisis, is how are we going to hold bishops responsible for failures in the past, and how are we going to hold bishops responsible for failures going forward? And I think that while we've had the experience of seeing the zero tolerance policy work, we've had the experience certainly in the early 2000s of seeing a number of priests removed from ministry because they had allegations of abuse in their past, we haven't seen bishops held to account yet, except for now former Archbishop McCarrick. I think another thing to keep an eye out for simply is how the church, how Pope Francis deals with specific bishops in the future when it comes up that a bishop has failed in his responsibility to protect people from abuse. And that really, in a sense, the proof will be in the pudding there.